friends, happy Sunday. I figured today I would show you a very real look behind the scenes on how I actually get meal prep done with two young kids. And um, it's chaos, really. My videos in the past, I have chosen to edit out the chaos just to give you all the meat and potatoes essentially of the meals that I prep and just get like the information that you need. But I also want to make everyone who watches these videos feel seen and not alone, because I don't want to come on here and just pretend it is super easy to get done. It's not. It's doable for sure. I've been doing it, but it's not easy when you have two kiddos under like 4 years old. And you also want to spend your weekends with your family. And yeah, I'm a working mom, so I don't want to spend all of Sunday cooking either. I want to enjoy my time off. That said, I thought I would take you along with how that process typically goes on a Sunday or a Saturday, depending on our schedule. And I am not going to lie, there's a lot of like tantrums, tears, all the things, which just is like daily when you have young kids, as I'm sure you know if you have them or had them in the past. And I want to be as transparent as possible because I feel like other moms or parents need that sometimes in their life and need to know that they're not alone. So here's my attempt at doing that. I don't show my kids or my family on here, but I will do my best to kind of walk you through the process. So today's Sunday. I slept in a little bit today thanks to my husband, so he got the kids up. But it's 9:55. I already made some oatmeal with some egg whites, so high protein oatmeal, amidst the chaos of the kitchen. So I do try and keep a very like clean slate kitchen, especially when I'm about to start cooking. It just helps me like concentrate on what I need to do. But my kiddos were not having it this morning, so I tried to like pull out some like quiety activities that they can do while I'm in the kitchen. So we've got some Play-Doh and like wiki sticks or whatever that they attempted to do for like 5 minutes. So older kiddos out with dad. Younger kiddo is with one of my cheapest babysitters. That's the reality. I don't like to do this often. I typically don't have to, but this is today. I feel like it's just like a payoff. We don't typically plop the kids in front of the TV. My oldest gets like a movie sometimes, but it's like I'm trying to cook healthy, wholesome food for my family, and sometimes that means, this. So it is what it is, but it's working. So we're going to try and get as much as we can right now done, and then we can enjoy the rest of Sunday. So it is about 10 o'clock. Got breakfast done. Now I need to do lunch and dinner, and I'm going to try and take you along.
So I know that it's summer and hot oatmeal is not necessarily on everyone's purview. I think I get to the point in summer where, it's like end of July and I'm ready for fall. Does anyone else get that way? I love summer for some aspects, but I'm also like, bring me cozy sweaters and warm things in terms of like foods and coziness. I don't know. So that's where I was this week. So I decided to increase the protein of these oats by adding egg whites, which is a nice way to add some fluffiness to oatmeal in general without having to add, like a protein powder for increased protein, or I don't know what else you would, chia seeds and that sort of thing. So this is very simple, but if you have a carton of egg whites on hand, this is a perfect addition to your oatmeal to make it fluffy, increase protein intake. You can add in whatever you'd like at this stage. I added some cinnamon and a little bit of salt, but when I go and eat this after it's been, prepped throughout the week, I'll add typically some blueberries or banana, maybe a little bit of natural peanut butter or maple syrup, honey. world's your oyster. You can get as creative as you want, but I just love the texture of these oats. Definitely different than, your overnight oats. It gives it kind of like a cakey texture. But yeah, oats are so versatile. Something to keep in mind when adding egg whites, though, is you don't want cooked egg, just floating in your oatmeal. So make sure to put the heat on low and then slowly add in the egg whites so that you don't end up with an omelet on top of your oats. These were great to prep at this time in the morning on the weekend because my daughter saw that I was making oats and, of course, wanted some. So I just made extra for her. So just something to consider when you're cooking with littles around.
Okay, so for lunches this week, I'm gonna do a ground turkey buffalo salad, I guess we're gonna call it. So I just like getting all my ingredients out. We've got romaine, some shredded carrots, celery, the sauce, and then the ground turkey. And I'm gonna throw in some um, red onion in there as well. So these well, I don't need to chop those, but I'll chop up the fresh ingredients and then put them in containers. And then I'll top with the ground turkey, which I will put the like wing sauce in. And then I'll make some, I'm on the fence of making like a ground turkey, no, oh my gosh, a Greek yogurt ranch dressing, which I probably will do, but maybe I'll do that later. So we're going to ground the turkey first and then yeah, chop up the ingredients while that is cooking. So just ground that up. I'm not gonna season it too much. I'll probably just put some garlic salt because we're gonna do the buffalo sauce on top, and I feel like that's really where a lot of the flavor is anyway. For us right now in the chaos, this just works. All right, now I'm going to use my handy dandy veggie chopper. That doesn't look great. All right, I'm making a mess. Kiddo asked for some celery, so yep, this is the reality. Would you like more? Perfect. I just, again, wish I got this earlier because it has saved me so much time. All right, so that's probably enough celery for salads. I don't like too much celery, so I think this is good. And then what I'm going to do is just throw everything in a big bowl and portion it out later. Do that. And then we'll do the red onion right after. Actually, I lied. My youngest asked for carrots, so we got this open already. I'm just going to throw a bunch in. It's probably, let's see, how many are in here? I feel like just using the whole thing. 3 ounces. So, okay, we're just going to do that. All right, on to the onion. Same thing, just going to chop her up. Also, this is real life. All my nails are fine except this one. And to say that it hasn't been bothering me all week would be a lie. So, yep. And then I'm just going to put the smaller one that I messed up. Okay. I used this for the celery and it didn't fit, so we're going to do that. Onion. Also, I feel like this helps with your tearing, so you're not hovered over onions forever. We'll see. Yes, baby. What do you need? Do you want more? How do we ask? All right, so I feel like that's enough onion. Here we go. Okay, so we're already over Miss Rachel. That gave me 15 minutes. Putting it in the fridge. And I think I'm gonna get started on dinner a little bit later. Maybe when my youngest is taking a nap. So another reason I did the oatmeal first thing was that I would have enough time to cool so I could portion it out into my containers for the week. And I am measuring out, meaning weighing out the oatmeal. This is not required. I'm just tracking my macros. So this is something that I like to do for myself. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions on how to use the scale for like macro tracking and all that. There's a lot of different ways to do it, and no necessarily like correct way. I think it just depends on your preference. So of course, right when I was doing this, my youngest asked for oatmeal, which is, I knew that was going to happen. And just a tip, like get them situated first so that they're all content while you do this sort of, step. Again, this isn't a required step in terms of like weighing everything out, but it does take a little bit of extra time. And that's why I like to set them up with like a snack, or in this case, the same meal that I'm portioning it out, because they're curious and they always want what you're doing, having, etc. So at this point, my youngest was down for a nap. I should have probably, in hindsight, done this crockpot preparation a lot sooner in the day, just because it's a crockpot meal, and so I could have done this when I made the oatmeal, but life is life. You get distracted. Like I mentioned, lots of tantrums, lots of things, all the things, right? But yeah, love crockpot meals for that very reason. And this one is super simple yet very flavorful. I used full fat coconut milk here, but feel free to use like a light version. This does make a lot, like I made a very big batch, so I was totally fine using the full fat because it adds a lot of creaminess. And then I chopped up carrots, forgetting the fact that I had gotten the stir fry package, which I believe has carrots in it, so no need to do that, but I did add more onion, and just let everything sit for a few hours and then add the veggies later so they don't get too mushy. And that's pretty much it. I chose to pair this with cauliflower rice, which is a great low-carb option, especially with something like this where you really don't taste the rice necessarily. It's more for texture. I did have cooked rice already made, so I did add like a 1/4 cup to each serving as well. Again, this is for my husband and I for the week, and this is our dinner. We're totally fine in this stage eating the same thing pretty much every night. I will say our kids are starting to eat better with us. Like we're starting to really eat as a family. It's, man, it is a struggle. Please let me know in the comments below if you have kids like under 4. It's just like, it takes 2 minutes for them to eat. I feel like, I don't know. It's just they want to get up, they want to run around. We're trying to eat, trying to clean, trying to do all the things before bedtime. And it's just chaos. So we're trying our best to try and all eat at the same time. And that said, they want to eat what's on our plate. And even though they don't like it, they always ask for, I don't know. It's like, it's a great thing, but at the same time, I think I might need to go back to just like making some component meal prep and then all eating the exact same thing. I do try and give them the same components of what's on our plate, but I'm rambling now. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below if you have similar experiences and you know what I'm feeling, because sometimes you can feel alone. So I will say that this looks like it took all day, which it did to some degree take all day, right? Like I started at 9 in the morning and I technically didn't end till 6. I also made other things, like cooked other things for my kids throughout the day here. So they had breakfast, lunch, dinner. I made them a snack, I believe. I prepped raw vegetables and fruits for them for the week. So there's a lot more going on than in what you see in this video. But I
just wanted to show the real life behind it. Like, it does take time. That said, again, I cooked breakfast, lunch, and dinner essentially for my husband and I. And then I don't really have to truly cook for the rest of the week. So I'm okay spending that time. I mainly just cook for my kids throughout the week. So it is a whole day affair. It doesn't need to be, like I mentioned, these stages are so fluid. I mean, I think everyone's stages are fluid. So I might be switching over to more of like a component-based meal prep. Might give that a try in the next few weeks and see if that works as we eat as a family, and really just focus on like breakfast and lunch being true meal preps, eating the same thing, every day, which is totally fine by us, obviously. But you do what feels good for you and your family. This is just the stage that we're in right now, and we're changing it up. We're figuring it out. As always, thank you so much for being here, and remember that a little bit of prep today means a whole lot more peace tomorrow, and I'll see you next week.